and a great discussion today. Takudzwa, if you can request the mic, we'll then be able to accept you. The second guest that we have, before we go to them, I'm going to acknowledge that my co-hosts for tonight, we have got Change Radio, our usual co-host. Greetings, Change Radio. Are you there?
Hi, good evening. Yes, I'm here. Thank you so much, and very delighted to be back after what seems like a very long time. So thank you.
Thank you so much there, my sister on Change Radio. I'm glad you are here, and we are back to do what we have to do. And to Sister Netai, are you there? Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, Zico. Greetings to everyone. Thanks to everyone who has joined also the space. Looking forward to a fruitful conversation here.
Thank you so much. We also have Wombe, who is already on the speaker list. He is going to be one of our guests as well. We are also expecting Sarkozy. He's here. Stephen Sarkozy Chuma. So if you can request the mic, we'll also have you. We also have my brother, or rather my namesake, Makomborero Aruzivishe. You will also be joining us, and all of you, the audience who are here, and the number of people from the diaspora. Okay, nice. Taku, can you hear us?
Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes, perfect. Welcome. Right. So as you can see, we now have a full house. And besides the discussion that will be going on very soon, you'll see I'm going to pin the tweet there of how you can assist the youth. I will call them the Youth Task Force tonight for simple reasons. It's easier for me to say it that way as the host, and it is also easier for many other people to just say youth or Youth Task Force, Youth Assembly. All those names are going to be used today. They will be mutually exclusive or inclusive, whatever the proper English is. So thank you so much. Thank you all for coming. I can see we've got Zim-I, we've got journalists like Simbachi Kans are there. My brothers and sisters, I see Peter Mpondi, Ed Gono Jr. I can see a number of leadership accounts that are here. I can see advocates and a number of youths, really. So I'm not going to take a lot of time. What I'm going to do is right now I'm going to hand over to my sister Patricia on Change Radio to interact with the guests, give them time to introduce themselves and introduce what tonight is about. So Sister Patricia on Change Radio, over to you. Interact with our two guests who are already up here. Then we will take it from there.
Thank you very much, Diaspora Affairs. At first, I just want to again say hello, greet everyone on the platform, and to say thank you so much for taking the time to come and support. We are not able to achieve what we set out to do if the support doesn't come from all of you. So by virtue of being here, you are already in some ways supporting this very worthy cause as introduced by my brother on the Diaspora Affairs desk. So thank you, Siyabonga Tatenda. We are really grateful for having you here on board. And also to the Youth Fund team, thank you so much for stepping in the gap. To realize the change that we all desire for Zimbabwe, we all need to unite. And we unite by, in some ways, becoming allies to the cause. Although the cause is for us, for our country, by being an ally means that you're stepping in the gap by speaking out, by donating, by leading in some of these very important works. That's really critical that people can understand that. With regard to the introductions and to our guests, in some ways, actually, we are the guests here, although we are here as co-hosts, but we are the guests. So we want to again thank you for the opportunity to play a role tonight. I would like to hand over to Champion Netai, followed by Champion Mumbiraishe, and then to Champion Takudzwa, so that they can say hello, greet the people again, and really give us the case for this worthy cause, which is to fundraise, to support the work of the Youth Fund. There is so much that is needed in Zimbabwe on the ground. For those that live on the ground, you know it, you live it, your experiences speak to some of the challenges that are faced on the ground. For us in the diaspora, we are looking in from the outside. The role that we play is to fund some of the work of those on the ground. And so I'll stop here for a bit, because we are going to get into the business of tonight, which is to raise funds, and I will invite Champion Netai to greet the people and to share a few words. Thank you.
Thank you very much, co-host Sister Patricia. Greetings once again to everyone who has joined the space tonight. We really thank you so much for being part of this initiative. So this is an initiative we have started to support the Youth Task Force in terms of resourcing them so that they can be able to be viable on the ground, and so that they can be able to reach every corner of the country, to mobilize all young people to participate in electoral processes, and also to mobilize them to be the members of the party Citizens Coalition for Change. So we are really glad tonight we actually have the Youth Task Force team that is here, the people that are working on the ground to do this mobilization process, which are being led by the Youth Task Force Coordinator, who is Takudzwa Ngadziore, and his team, Wombiraishe Nende, Sakoz. I saw Sakoz, I guess he just dropped. I can't see him now, but he was here. I think it might be network problems. Together with the other colleagues, Pasho, I can't see him here, but I guess he will also join, and the other two ladies, and Bridget, I can't see them, but I hope they will join as we progress with the space. So as what Sister Patricia has highlighted, what we are trying to achieve with this meeting we have gathered here tonight is to fundraise for the Youth Task Force initiatives that they're going to be running on the ground. So I don't want to preempt the much details about what they are going to do in terms of their focus, their strategy. That is what the Youth Task Force Coordinator will focus on to address. And reason why we invited all of them to be part of this initiative is so that everything becomes transparent, because this is a citizens initiative. This is a young people's initiative to fundraise resources for the youth assembly, Youth Task Force, so that they can be able to do their programs, and so we can achieve the change that we all want. So as I have highlighted, I think I would want to give Champion Wombe, a chance to interact with everyone who is here, So what I want Wombe to do is to focus on enlightening us, all the people here who want change, both in Zimbabwe and in Zimbabwe and in the diaspora, of how is the situation on the ground. What are the challenges that young people are facing? Are they managing to reach out to every corner of the country? What are the challenges? What is needed? What do they need to do? Where do they need help as the youth task force, so that we make sure that we mobilize every young person in Zimbabwe to participate in the struggle for change, because it is all what we need. Many people in the diaspora I have been rendered to live in the diaspora, not because they want it. Some of them, it's not even by choice, but by circumstances. And that's why I know people like Sister Patricia Rico are participating in this initiative to support, so that the fight continues and we can realize the change that we all want to see in Zimbabwe. So Wombe, I will give you this opportunity to share with us the situation on the ground. How has it been? How is it? What are the challenges that you are facing as you are reaching out to the young people in Zimbabwe? How is the voter registration process going? Because it is also a critical issue that we need to also understand and see how much resources the Youth Assembly needs. I think before Wombe you just speak, I have to say this, that we all know that in the meantime, this is a citizens' initiative. We are the ones who have initiated this as the young people. So as to support the youth task force, as we all know that we need them to be able to do their programs effectively and efficiently, so that we realize the change. So everyone here who is part of this initiative tonight, we hope that you continue to join, because this is going to be a continuous fundraiser until the end of the election day, because all the resources that we are fundraising here are going to be used towards all the campaigns that are going to be run by the youth task force, and all the reporting back of how the resources have been used will be being done by on this Twitter space, where we are mobilizing these resources. So sometimes you see myself reporting on the feedback, or you see the task force technical coordinator shape do that. And of course, I hope the youth task force members will also be here, so that everything becomes transparent in terms of how the money has been used. So Wombe, I hand over the mic to you. Champion Wombe, if you are speaking, we can't hear you. Maybe you need to unmute yourself so that we can all hear you.
Thank you, my sister. Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can hear you.
It was not my problem in terms of being heard. I saw a very huge red button which was indicating that it had been muted by the host. So the powers that do exist on my side could not unmute. So I was facing a serious challenge in terms of trying to then be able to speak. But nonetheless, I would like to appreciate the presence of everyone who is here. I would like to thank you very much for taking the time to be part and parcel of this inaugural resource mobilization space. And I also appreciate the people that have made it possible, so that we can come up with this initiative where we are able to interact beyond our physical barriers. Perhaps let me start by recognizing the Commander-in-Chief, the Citizen Coalition for Change. We affectionately refer to as the Champion-in-Chief, Advocate Nelson Chamisa in absentia, and appreciating that this man is undoubtedly taking it upon himself to lead another activity. I think also with regard to that, without any contradiction, we would like to put the state to notice the issue ukuthi the PF days are numbered. Deactivate our transformation protocol in our trajectory to confront the state. My sister Lesai alluded to the issue of trying to then explain what is really happening, what we are facing, and what perhaps is needed for us to move forward smoothly. So, since you're already within the election season, I think you have been noticing what has been happening around issues of delimitation, pronouncement and announcement, misconception and misconstrument of the claims by one, especially today, with the media now being awash with issues to do with the election being proclaimed. Yet that's a clear interpretation of the law. I think the first thing that perhaps we need to focus on is what really is the mandate of the task force within the broader politics of TPC. The youth task force came into being in the existence as a task force that is being given breakthrough by appointment by the champion in chief, Nelson Chamisa. And our mandate is a derivative of the broader political objective of the movement, which as a movement we seek to attain political power. Once we have that political power, we then form a government and then govern differently, change the lives of ordinary Zimbabweans, which has been something that has been spoken about by the commander in chief. And as young people, we are there to come and buttress this by having visible efforts, physical efforts, visual efforts, efforts of whatever dimension towards ensuring that we have transformation and change in Zimbabwe. But then, as we try to do this, our key areas of focus have been the voter registration, as well as mobilization of young people, the organizing of young people within the communities. This includes class consciousness, radicalization of young people, as well as education of young people, so that they become a class of people that understand what is it that is needed from a young person, what is it that is expected from a student who is a student for change, what is it that is expected from a young person who is accepted to volunteer within the movement. But now, as we look at voter registration, our greatest challenges have been the issue to do with physical mobility, ability to reach communities, and the amount of reaction that we are getting from the state in terms of its closure of the democratic spaces, be it physically or virtually. In some instances, you get them blocking internet. In some instances, you hear people have been beaten whilst they are on the voter registration and voter mobilization platforms. Like recently, last week, we have a comrade who is actually hospitalized from Goromonzi South. He was beaten and they actually damaged his kidneys. This week, his kidneys are no longer functional due to this violence that they are unleashing against the citizens and young people that are participating on the ground. So those are some of the challenges that we are facing in terms of ensuring that we put voter registration onto the ground, especially the issue to do with violence. It's a very serious issue that has continued to happen, and we must be able to ensure that young people are capacitated in terms of their ability. Young people are capacitated in terms of their ability to be able to reach out every space that is available, especially the rural areas. So if you look at the composition of the task force, you would realize that um, we are not situated mostly in the rural areas. So we need to be traveling to and from those areas that have not been reached before, the areas that we need to understand that there is now triple C, areas that need to have young people go and register to vote, areas that need to be demystified against the issues to do with violence, areas that need to be conscientized around the issues of the importance of voting, the importance of transformation, the importance of change. And given the circumstances that we do have in terms of unavailability of funds, we then fail to understand and also be able to reach uh, the span of young people that we want to reach. And that has been a greatest challenge. Then we move on to structural issues that do exist in terms of how the state is managed institutionally and deliberately play around with institutions that allow that voter registration. Okay, so there is issuance of a national identity document as well as the, the speed that is the manner in which the people that are working at the electoral commission are operating, as well as the information dissemination by which is mandated by the constitution to be educating and ensuring that the voter registration campaign is taken to the people. It has not been doing its part. So, as we try to have and implement the voter mobilization and voter registration plan, we realize that the police will also come in as an institution to block triple C as the members being arrested. This has been happening in many parts of Zimbabwe. Young people on voter registration campaigns are being arrested, being beaten. And once you take people for identity documents, the system is very slow. There's a lot of frustration. You'd have taken someone from their workplace or someone from their day-to-day hustle, and once they fail to attain that identity document, you get a crisis that's very difficult to then motivate that young person to go in vote. So there is need for advocates along those lines. There is need for capacitating young people to also be able to advocate and speak to these issues. So it then goes back to the issue of consciousness, which I was talking about earlier on, to say how do people speak to issues of social justice, freedom, and oppression, and how do young people become volunteers in terms of being on the ground to deliver these things. So on all these things, where I'm speaking around people being on the ground, around voter registration, there's been people from the diaspora that have also been coming in to help different spheres, different wards, different constituencies. We also have our very own champions that are on the ground. They've been putting their resources also to want to appreciate and commend their efforts in terms of putting their resources. But that is not enough in terms of what you want to reach. You also want to go beyond what is someone at the end the system to go and vote. The chief is in front, and there's got everyone who lives in that demographic area behind him. And he's saying everyone is going to vote. All of you cannot write, all of you cannot read, so you are going to be assisted voters. It is the duty of the young person to then take part in all those spheres to ensure that such things do not happen. So it needs organization, it needs education, it needs radicalization, it needs training. So the cadreship development matrix needs people to go physically in different areas, speak to young people, articulate these issues, let them understand that it is their duty to protect the vote. So this is how they are going to protect the vote. They need to know the best means and ways that will ensure that they are not victimized, that will ensure that they are not harassed, that will ensure that they are not arrested, that will ensure that they will not lead to the disqualification of candidates in different areas that they will be operating on. So these are very serious issues that we need to focus on. And we need to understand that as you leave this space, you must then start to have conversations around how best can we defend and protect the vote as well as protecting the voter. Like what happened in Mrewa, you noticed that there was violence against the elderly, and they were trying to test and see how then the people are going to react in terms of the intimidation. But I'm very happy that the people actually continue to reach the masses because they are reacting. They had information that the TPC has managed to reach almost every area across Zimbabwe, mobilizing and conscientizing the citizens and harnessing the vote for President Nelson Chamisa as we go towards 2023. So there is panic in ZANU-PF. Once ZANU-PF panics, it unleashes violence. So we need to organize ourselves in terms of defending ourselves. We need to organize ourselves in terms of defending the voters. We need to organize ourselves in terms of defending the masses. So the young people become the first line of defense of the masses, the first line of defense of the president, the first line of defense is a revolutionary guard to protect against systematic violence that will be orchestrated by ZANU-PF and its militia. So even if you go and listen to the video from Rewa, you'd realize that the person who is interrogating has got an art of interrogation, an art of intimidation against those people, up to an extent that people will start to throw the story to charges. So this one is the one who's in charge, this is what is happening. So you realize it's a systematic way of instilling intimidation and fear. But it then takes the young person to go down there and ensure that these people are revolutionized again, they are rejuvenated, they become agitated and receptive towards attaining change. So as a youth task force, that is the prerogative of everyone who's going to be under this task force. Ensure that we go and reach communities, we have community conversations. Most of them are supposed to be physical meetings. They will reach out every corner of Zimbabwe as a team, work together. We reach out to young people, we reach out to the elderly, we reach out to students, we reach out to alluvial miners, Amakurokoza, we reach out to young people in farming. Every sphere in the churches, we need to speak to everyone. We need to speak to issues that affect them. But you can only do that once you're lubricated financially and by other means so that we can be able to reach out to all these communities. So our mandate really of organic penetration can only come to be something that is attainable and achievable, given that everyone has put their hands on the deck and has decided to be part and parcel of the transformative agenda to attain change as we go towards the election. We're already in the election season, and a lot has been happening, but that cannot deter us from moving forward. So as we go towards the election, it is important and imperative that the rejuvenation of the young person, waking them up from deep slumber, is going to be a task that is going to be headed by the task force, which my sister Messiah alluded to, Ngadziore, Tasha Fesband, myself, Takudzwa, Bridget Viki, and Senzeni Makosa. All those young people are going to be leading this. So we need help, we need your influence, we need your capacity, we need your finances, we need your voices, we also need the contributions and the basic support in terms of ensuring that this field of the young people towards attaining change is lubricated. So there's quite a number of platforms in terms of activities, plans of action that are going to be implemented. And the coordinator, Takudzwa, is going to speak around those issues. And then have conversations on areas where you then want to understand more. I think for now I'll end here, and then I'll continue engaging you. Over to you, my sister Nita.
Thank you very much, Wombe. Thank you very much for sharing the mandate for the Youth Task Force. I think everyone had questions here around the roles and responsibilities of the task force and what is the task force. And thank you very much for alluding to that as to what is the task force and its responsibilities. I hope everyone here has understood and also have managed to understand the situation that is on the ground with regards to how the task force are operating on the ground, the challenges that they are facing as they try to reach out to every corner of the country. So if you have any questions that are following this presentation, just hold them for a while. We'll open a question and answer segment when we are done with everything, so that they will be interacting, responding to questions while this will be donating. So maybe I would also want to just ask the host, Jiko, to just pin our fundraising link. So we are going to be fundraising on the link that is the coffee that we created. So for people in the diaspora, it's just set $5 as the limit, but you are free to buy as many coffees as you want for the on the fundraiser for the youth fund. So Jiko, it will be good if you pin the link for the fundraiser. So those, if there's anyone who wants to start to donate now, it will be good as our guests are speaking, as we are having these conversations. Those who want to donate can start just donating. While it's open, then wait to open for the question and answer segment. So
just a moment. Thank you, co-host. I pinned the fundraiser or the link at the start of the space. Let me just walk you through how you go about it. So you see a tweet that is pinned in the space. If you click on it, you are going to see a link that is there leading you to a coffee account. And when you go to the coffee account, you are taken straight to the donation page. So when you donate, let's say $5 or $10 or $100, it counts the number of $5 that you will have donated. So, for example, if you see that there are 34 coffees, if you multiply that by 5, it will tell you how much we have fundraised tonight. So our aim is to get as many coffees as possible. So if you donate, for example, 100, you'll see that number will jump, let's say, from 34 to 54. That's how the coffee system works. And this link that we are using, as always, as you know, those who have been coming to the diaspora desk for a long time, most of the times we don't use our own link, which is the diaspora desk link. We use the link of the people who are fundraising. So the link that you are seeing, it is a Youth Task Force link. The young people created the link so that they will be able to receive donations and to oil their activities. Wombe talked about a youth dividend. I spoke to one wise man at one conference, and he told me that if the youth is not resourced, if the youth is not capacitated, the youth dividend won't be a youth dividend. It will be a youth deficit, because the youth won't be able to do their job. So we don't want a youth deficit. We want a youth dividend. That's why the youth came up with this link, so they know where the money is going. They know how they are going to use the money. They are the ones who will be accountable. They are the ones who are going to tell us what they've used. We are going to see what they have done. So everything that you are going to be giving is going directly to the youth task force. There are no intermediaries in between. I thought that it is important that we all know that. So the process is simple. Click on the link above, go to the coffee, donate a coffee to them. Their aim is simple. They want to defend the vote and the voter. For them, defending the vote doesn't start on the voting day. It starts now, when they are mobilizing more young people to register to vote. Then if they can't move, if they don't, if they hear that the elders are being beaten in Mrewa, for example, if they can't go and see what is happening, then they won't be able to respond to such situations, because sometimes they want to go and see what is the situation on the ground. So if you are here, if you have heard my voice, if you have heard the process, kindly go and put something now, so that we can see if the link is working, if there are some challenges that it is facing or anything, because it is a new link. It has been tried a few times. So we need more people to try it. If you face a challenge, pick the mic, come tell us the challenge that you are facing, so that we can solve that challenge as a group for everyone. So thank you so much. So the link is there on top. Sorry for taking time. I thought it is important for people to understand how they can donate. I can already see that we have got my brother from Triple CNAP. I think you'll be able to explain as well how it works, and maybe get a few donations start pouring in. So thank you. Over to you, co-host Nesai.
Oh yeah, sorry, I was speaking and I was on mute. I had not noticed that. So thank you very much, Rico, for clarifying that. And thank you so much to all those that have just started tasting the link. If you are also checking on the link, you see that we had started this link with $185, which we fundraised with a privately through people we had just shared the link to. And I've seen now we're on $200. So it shows that there are people who have just started testing the link as you were speaking. And thank you so much to all those who have donated so far. We really appreciate your support towards the Youth Fund, resourcing the Youth Task Force initiatives on the ground. Thank you very much. So we also invited Champion Makomborero Aruzivishe. I believe you all know him. Mako is a fighter. Many young people believe in Marco. I believe in him. I guess many do the same. So I invited Marco here to just share with us some words of inspiration. I also want him to share with us some words of encouragement, and also to just motivate some people probably that are not in Zimbabwe as to how can they participate in this initiative, participate in terms of supporting the struggle in Zimbabwe. So this is the reason why we invited Marco, and also to interact with all the young people that are on this platform. I know some, it's been a while since you have heard from Marco, and this is an opportunity that we also felt might be good for you to interact with him whilst we are working on this initiative to fundraise and mobilize as many resources as we can to fuel the struggle for change in Zimbabwe under the Youth Task Force. committee. So Marco, I will give you 10 minutes to just speak with us. Then we can hear from Taku. Then after that, we can start to open up to everyone to share their contributions. But whilst Marco is speaking, those who want to start to donate, you are free to start sharing your contributions. Just $5 is the minimum donation. Just buy a coffee for the Youth Task Force. Buy a coffee that can be used to mobilize young people on the ground, that can be used to reach to Bikita, to go and defend our fellow villagers in Bikita who are facing violence from the state. As Wombe has already highlighted, there are a lot of challenges in the rural areas. And for our youth task force to be able to be there to offer security, they need these resources. So yeah, this is why we need these resources, and this is why we have come to the public, to all the young people and all friends of the young people in Zimbabwe, to all those who are yearning to see change in Zimbabwe, to kindly share with us the little that you can. To those that also cannot share in form of cash, on the link, if you have anything you want to contribute that might not be in cash, feel free to inbox myself or any of the host or co-hosts. Then we can combine all efforts together and we can share with the Youth Task Force. So over to you, Marco.
Excuse me.
I appreciate to have such, an honorable audience. All protocols observed. Give me 10 minutes. I think, according to my clock, I still have to.
Wait a minute. Sorry.
Hello.
Chief, wait a minute.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, I have my $50 here. Marco cannot speak before we get to $500. Marco is one of the most important youth in our country. So I'm putting $50 right away so that I challenge everyone here that we get to at least $500. And then maybe after that, Marco can come and address us. So I'll put my $50, but let's just try to, get to $500.
Thank you very much, Chief. Thank you so much for your contribution. It's unfortunate, Marco. In the meantime, you then have to just wait. This is a challenge that has been put before us and to everyone who is here. That Marco, you can only speak once we reach a threshold of $500. So I give it to you, to everyone who is here to support this initiative, that you just contribute what you have. I'll also put my $10 to add to what Chief has contributed. I'll be updating you if we reach 500, then Marco can speak. But for now, we wait. So if there's anyone who wants to contribute, just request the mic, and you will be given access to share your contribution and maybe one word while we wait to reach to the target, and Marco can be able to speak.
My sister Netsai, can I speak?
Oh yes, go ahead, Dr. Ranga.
Oh, thank you. The only problem by giving me the mic is some of us, we can't stop talking. So
Dr. Ranga, how much are you giving us before you speak?
I'm gonna match Chief 50 for now, but if someone can come up with another 100 in the next 5 minutes, 10 minutes, I'll do another 50. So I could potentially donate, $100. Can I just make a small comment? Since, like I said, I always want to talk. I just can't stop talking.
Minutes, Dr. Ranga. Just 2 minutes.
Thank you. Well, what I wanted to say is, we are all young people today, and we do things quickly. We want to get it done. A question I had for you was, what is the target today? How much are we planning to fundraise today?
That's a very good question that you have asked there, Dr. Ranga. Of course, we had a target that we had set that we wanted to reach tonight, but I don't want to limit this space because I wasn't expecting many people as I am seeing now. So I'm afraid if I mention my target, I will insult some being as a Vanamkoma Bay, vanogonongotipa target yedu yeseka 1. So I will not mention the target, but we need as much resources as we can so that the youth task force can be able to reach every corner of the country, all 10 provinces. So I don't know if that's convincing to say, but we are the target. But I think target yedu tikatongo multiply na 5 with everyone who is here tinenge tatoishika. But I don't want to limit the people that are here. You have already started with 50 and you have put another challenge of over 100 for us tonight, which will add up to 200 just yourself. We have lots of people here. Namkoma Washi. We have another Dr. Nelsi, Mbinga Zedu Zagara Chingo fundraiser, my sister Diamond, and our sister Barbara, all those people who have been donating to the party. So I don't want to limit people who have come to support the youth initiative here. So as much resources as we can, it's what we need.
Oh, thank you, my sister. Anyhow, I don't have much to say. I'm so excited just to hear our young people speak because imimi vechidiki ndimi mune yese ndimi future yeZimbabwe. And like Dr. Ngomo said before, Zimbabwe will not die, the youth will save it. Saka handide kuti ndiite pedze nguva yenyu. All I want to say is, listen, the sky is the limit. You tell us what you want done, what kind of support you need as young people. And we are here to make that happen because we're not going to get freedom in Zimbabwe if young people are not involved. You have always been the backbone of any struggle. Even during the liberation struggle, young people left schools, kumisa chikoro pakati, so they could go to Mozambique and participate in the war of liberation. We have a different target, a different focus today to make our country better. And the sooner we do it, the better. And we are not going to do that tisinama resources. And it is us Zimbabwean citizens. Ndisu tineyese as Zimbabwean citizens. Nobody else is going to come in and help us. It's us. We are on our own. So I'm saying that to say to everyone on the space, my brother Sabukubako and other wonderful people here, Sister Nezai should tell us today we want to walk away with at least $2,500. And we should make that happen today because that's what the young people are saying they need for them to be successful. And their success is our success, is the success for our country. Saga, I'll put my 50, those Oisa another 50 if we come up with 100 in the next 5 minutes. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Ranga. Thank you so much for highlighting that. That is very important. Sure, we, the young people, we have to take charge and be responsible for our future and what we need in our country. So I just want to acknowledge some donations that I have seen that has just come in. A coffee from Stova, Musena Waritoka, Mama Lupaya. Thank you so much for your contributions. That was $20, $15, and $5. So those are about 7 coffees now. So thank you very much to people that have donated. So we need to reach to $500 so that Marco can be able to speak with us tonight. So this is a challenge that has been put to us by Chief, who has contributed his $50 and challenged us to raise $500 so that we can be able to hear from Marco to encourage us to just share with us some inspirational words as the young people as to how we can participate in the fight for change. So I see a hand from Sabuku. I hope this is adding up to the 500 target so that we can have Marco speak. I think that's what I'm opening up time for now. So Sabuk, you can unmute and speak to us.
Hello, is wrong. It's my network. Everyone hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Thank you, Ranga, for the going to say. I'm a very strong of the youth. Tangomos, this country, the youth will say. So
live in, and I, you guys, the youths, this was, I live, see when they start, they speak to the youth.
Sorry, Sabu, we can't clearly hear you. We can't hear you. Maybe you have to just try to fix your connection so that we can be able to hear you clearly. We can't hear you clearly.
Okay. Then come back.
Maybe just try to hear you.
Sabu, connection yenyu yakasheka.
Wombe will fine you for interjecting without the permission from the host. Sorry, leadership. So yeah, here we are, fellow comrades, young people, all friends of the Youth Task Force, fellow Zimbabweans. Shiko, I see you're trying to open your mic. Do you want to share with us what you have?
Yes. So we also have two Mbingas or Mbingareses who have joined us. You can give them a chance to say their bit, to see also, because sometimes if we are on the podium, those who are down might be hearing whilst the co-hosts are not hearing. So people might have been hearing Sabuku and only us might not have been getting it. So you can give a chance to the other Mbingas who are here.
Okay, that's fine. I take note of that. Thank you very much, Shiko. It will be good if the Mbingas are ready to speak, they just raise their hands so that at least I know who can start before the other. But I see my sister Pamela. Pamela Chitimbe. Oh, thank you so much, Sis Pams, for joining the space and being with us tonight. Sister Pamela has been in a youth leader before. She's from Harare province. Yeah, so I'll hand over the mic to you, Sister Pamela. We have a challenge here to raise $500 so that Marco can be able to speak with us tonight. So I hope your contribution is in relation to that so that we don't keep Marco waiting. I believe he has other commitments in an hour's time.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you, Nezai. For the sake of Marco's contribution, I'm contributing $20 toward this initiative. We are still youths. As you can see, we are still youths. At 40, we are youths. So I will contribute my $20. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Sister Pams, all the way from Harare. Thank you very much. We really appreciate, and sure, Sister Pamela, you have been a pillar to the youth, to the young people in Zimbabwe. You have always supported us, and here you are supporting the new Youth Task Force. We really appreciate your contribution, your support financially, and I know you are always supporting in terms of even mobilizing the young people to participate in the programs physically. Thank you so much, Sister Pamela, for your contribution. I will also hand over the mic to Sister
There's silence from my side.
Yeah, Sam, I think it's Netsai who's having challenges.
Hello.
Yeah, she's having challenges. So maybe we can go to Mother Sekiwe. You can go ahead and speak.
Sorry, Dr. Ziko.
Okay, go ahead, Sabu.
ndamboita problem papa network iyo saka ndangoti can I just finish because I was just highlighting what Dr. Ranga said and saying the youths are responsible for this struggle and we need to support them and we know they can do it. They've got the energy and they've got everything on their side, so we really need to support the youths. So my contribution towards Womberai to speak, I'll put $50. I'll chip in with $50 as well. But like Dr. Ranga said, we are expecting nothing less than 2,500 from today. So let's do it, guys. I'm gonna stick around, and we're gonna make sure that we get to the 2,500 that we want for the youths. And before I go, I want to thank you guys for coming up with this space where we can hear from the youths, especially having the ones from Harare coming in, speaking. I mean, it means quite a lot, and we are going to support you guys. We are with you, and we want to have as much people as possible registered to vote, especially the youths. And once they register to vote, then we can go to the next stage where we are going to protect the vote, and also we are going to protect our fellow champions. As the youths, it is your responsibility to make sure that you respond with protection to all the people who are being victimized in Zimbabwe. Sometimes we ask, where is our youth when these things do happen? So I'm happy we're having this conversation and we're having these spaces. So yeah, I'm around and I'm going to contribute my $50 right now towards Womberai to speak. Thank you.
Thank you. Let's go to Mother. You can speak.
Thank you very much, Doctor, for giving me this opportunity. I just want to challenge all the people who have spoken before me. They keep on referring to the youths. Mungaite mayouth kasina vabereki. Isu vabereki venyu are here to support you. For those vanga vachitaura vese vataura before me, vachiti isusu mayouth tisiri kuita this, aiwa munotoita mhuri anzi mhoonechi nemhuri yayo. Isusu ana mai we are here to support you. Hongu tiri mayouth echikuru asi tiri mayouth. Saka to all those varasa muromo, I challenge you kuti mubvise ma$5 to correct your mouths. Hamusi mayouth moga muri pano. Pana na baba, pana na mai. It's not only my youth. So I'm challenging you and I'm putting a $10 on top of what I've contributed before. Thank you.
Yeah, Takaipa. Thank you very much, Mama. I apologize for that. For myself, I'm very sorry for that. We overlooked that, and I'll make sure that I put my $5 as an apology for overlooking that. Chokwadi hataigona kumira tichitofighta ZANU-PF pasina kunge tazvarwa nemi vana mai vedu, tisina kunge matisimbisa, matidzidzisa kuti tigone kuziya gwara rakanaka. So I have to acknowledge that was an oversight on my part. I will contribute my $5. I hope Ziko you do the same. My sister Patricia and Wombe, you are part of the people who have spoken here. So that's 4 coffees. And Dr. Ranga, Chief Shoshe, that's 6 coffees that have to be contributed as an apology to what we have done here. We have to acknowledge the importance of everyone's efforts in the fight for change. It's really important. Though we are here to fundraise for the Youth Task Force, to fundraise for the Youth Fund, we also have to acknowledge, even when we go to our villages to do our initiatives and our programs, we are reaching out to families.
I'm not hearing anything. What's going on?
I think it's on your end, Marco.
Can you hear me, Marco?
I can hear you, but for the past like 4 or 5 minutes, I can't hear anything.
Okay, maybe it might be a flaw when Netsai speaks. But I just want to say to Netsai that actually I'm in with Lupafia, Lupafia. So I'm not going to pay the $5 because I'm one of those who are the youth, but the bigger youth. So I'm the big youth. So what she raised, actually.
No, I have to stop you, Sister Patricia. Mataura mukazvikanganwa kuti mimi you are part of those. Saka mofana utobvisa. Tobvisa tese, Sister Patricia. Hatingabvise tega ka. Motobvisa, Sister Patricia. So thank you very much to all those people who are donating. I see our fundraiser is moving. I'll check and also share with you how much we now have.
So since I have not been hearing anything for the past 5 minutes, where are we now?
Marco, try to leave
Is it the
the
point where I
space
speak?
and rejoin again. Try to leave the space and rejoin again. Then we'll give you back the mic to speak.
Yeah, I think Sister Patricia, maybe you can speak so that Marco can hear you.
Okay, thank you. From Champion Net side, you know, we all need to pay $5 as a way of apology to what Champion Lekiwe raised about acknowledging everyone. We're an inclusive movement, and we thank everyone for being on the platform, regardless of their age. Everyone is welcome. Thank you so much. This work could not happen without everyone coming on board. So thank you. I don't know if Champion Marco has left so that he can come back and be heard, because the next point was they asked for him to speak. But before we go to him, Champion Netai, can I get Sisi Babzi to speak? Her hand has been up for a while
Yeah,
now.
that's okay. I see she has also contributed something on the coffee. And maybe before she speaks, I have to just let people know that we started this fundraiser when we had $185. I believe the 185 is not counting towards to Marco's challenge. So we have to do the maths. We are on $415 now. So we have to subtract 185. So the difference is what we need so that Marco can be able to speak. So Sister Babs, you can go ahead whilst I do the calculations.
Yes, thank you so much. Good morning, good afternoon, good everyone. Afternoon, good evening, everyone. I just want to say I really support this initiative. And I've just written my comment supporting the vanguard because I believe the vanguard we use as the vanguard of the movement. Yes, so I've just donated my $50 US for this project to run. Thank you so much. I don't have time to look back. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Sister Babs. Thank you very much for always supporting the youth and the young people in Zimbabwe, the whole struggle for change. I know you have all, oh, she just dropped, but I know Sister Babs is part of lots of fundraisings that are running on behalf of the party, and she always contributes every time I join a space that is doing fundraising. We fundraise for the by-elections. She would always jump in and donate. All the fundraisers that are running, she's always donating. So thank you very much. I just want to acknowledge some donations that have come in. I see some of the people are not on the space, but they have contributed. I see Sister Helena has contributed at $10, Sister Babs $50, and Sister Patricia $20. Thank you so much. I see Model Pamire $50. He's our leader in the UK. Thank you so much, Pamire. Sabukubako has also put $50. Thank you very much, all those who are contributing. And there is also someone with the name Chadextra. I don't know how to pronounce that, but thank you very much for the $15. We have seen it. Thank you very much to all those that are contributing. So for Marco's challenge, we are now on $230. We need to reach to $500 so that Marco can be able to speak. So Sister Patricia, I hand over the mic. Oh, maybe let me give Pamela a chance to speak. I see she's raising up her hand. Pamela, Sister Pams, you can go ahead.
Hello, fellow Zimbabweans.
Maybe she's not hearing you, so we have been having Nyson. We have been having Nyson and Baba Pamire and Flossie as well. So after
Pamela is already speaking. She was already speaking. You can go ahead, Sister Pams. Then after
Issue yepaini inini ndataura kuti ndiri youth zika kwete kuti ndiri muyouth, but anyway I will pay my fine $5. It's okay.
Thank you so much, Sister Pams. Ma'am tongori mhosva yacho because matotaura mukazvikanganwawo.
Tiri vana mai venyu guys.
Mosha irove sister Pams. Mato akiro mosha imomo. Thank you very much for paying. But thank you very much for paying the fine. We acknowledge. So we have to appreciate your efforts and your continuous contribution to the struggle for change. Thank you so much, Sister Pams. I'll hand over the mic to Nyson, and after Nyson, then we give Vapamire, then we go to Flossie in that order. Nyson, if you're speaking, we can't hear you. I guess he has dropped. I can't even see him on the speakers. Maybe we have to move to Apamire. If you can hear me, kindly please unmute your mic and speak. We are running out of time, fellow citizens. We need to just reach the target so that Marco can be able to speak with us. You know, this is around 9 p.m. Zimbabwe time, and we have the Youth Task Force coordinator here who has to share the broader narrative of where the Youth Task Force has to go, what they need, and as the one leading the young people in Zimbabwe. So we have to be a bit fast in our contributions so that we can be able to then hear Taku speak before we close the session. So Vapamire, you have 2 minutes.
Thank you, Champion. I'm not going to talk much. I just want to say, everyone, thank you for being here, for supporting the youth, and thanks so much for this great job. It's a great initiative. I understand. This reminds me of Solomon Kalushi Mahlangu, born in 1956 in South Africa, and was arrested and killed by apartheid in 1979. He was only 23 years. Why I'm saying this, the struggle is in your hands. Take yourself, consider yourself, put yourself, and mirror yourself or reflect yourself as Solomon Kalush Mahlangu. The life, the future is in your hands, youth. This is your responsibility. This is your journey. What we can do, we support you to achieve this. This is your generation. This is your journey. Be like Solomon Kalush Mahlangu. He died for freedom. He died for us all. So let's do that together. We'll support you. Not forgetting Mama also support youth married pastor. We thank so much for being here, our elder. We keep on supporting this struggle. Kuvana venyu. Vatungamire mutibatsira wezwe wakanatarasika in this struggle. We need you in this struggle. Thanks so much for initiative. Youth will support you throughout. I'll keep on supporting. I'll keep on donating. Give a shout. You have got our details. Give us a shout whenever necessary. Don't wait for space. Just say things are not okay, and then we run around. Don't wait for space. Give us, extend your hand, and then we stretch our hands again to occupy. So please don't wait for us for this. For this, maybe Tingatrumabasa, but please give us a shout, and then we'll support you. Thanks so much. All the best. We'll win this struggle together. We are together in this struggle, and the elections we're going to win. But we need your input. More your input will set us free. Together we'll win the fight against the regime of ZANU-PF. Thanks so much, youth.
Thank you very much, Baba Pamire. Tinokutendai zvekuru, satinokutendai. Thank you very much. And I hope all the task force leadership have heard what you said. They will definitely reach out Pahangoshata so that they get help as much as they need. I see Sister Flossie, you were next. So to those who have spoken, it will be good if you can then drop to listeners so that we can be able to accept other speakers to join the space and speak. So far, we're now on $250 ahead of contribution towards Marco to speak. So we need $250 again so that Marco can be able to speak once we reach the target of $500. But overall, on our fundraiser, we have $435, and we would like to thank all those who have contributed so far. Some who are just contributing, who are not part of this space, who just inboxed me that they're at work and they've contributed their resources here. We would like to thank you all, everyone who is putting their hard-earned money here. We really appreciate. I believe it will go a long way as we are resourcing the youth task force here. So I will give my sister Flossie a chance to speak. After Flossie, then we can add other new speakers. Flossie, if you are speaking, we can't hear you. Kindly please unmute your mic, then you can speak. Shiko, can you hear me?
Yes, you are loud and clear. I think Flossie, I don't know if, I think she can't hear us. But if she hears us, I think it would be good for her to speak. I can see Mambo Shoshe. Mambo Shoshe, are you there? I have a question to you, Mambo Shoshe. You said for Marco to speak, we need $500. We also have the youth task force leader, Takudzwa Ngadziore, with us right here. So what's the verdict? What's the procedure here? We'll throw it back to you, Mambo Shoshe and Baba Pamire. You are our elders. Tell us, what do we do? We have Marco, then we also have Takudzwa. So how is it going to happen in the time that we have now? Over to you, Mambo Shoshe, then Baba Pamire. Mambo Shoshe is muted. So let's start with Baba Pamire. Todi, we have two guests, both very important. But for Marco, there was need for 500. So what do we do with the other guests? What's your advice, Baba Pamire?
So, I think it's quite challenging. We're in a struggle, and the struggle is to win the fight. We need resources. So we can top up again from 500 this up to 750 for Takudzwa to speak, and then we move on that way. So we top up with 250 from 500. So we can say 750, and both of them, then they'll speak.
Thank you so much. Let's go to Vuka. My brother Vuka, welcome. Over to you.
Hey, very good evening to you, my precious brother. Thanks a million times for allowing me to speak. And Netsai wangu ndeipi. Wow.
Kasha kundimhoresa kunobhadhariswa ungangondimhorese pamberi pevabereki usinoisa marika.
Unoera chindokumhoresa nemutupo wako. Kwana. Anyway.
Ndikatara mutupo wangu unoisa $10 ndoeramo yechiranda.
Sorry, andakuzwa unoera chi?
It's now $15 because I have to repeat. Ndoeramo yechiranda.
Okay, moyechirando. Vana chirando vekufa nenda nekusada kugeza. Asi vakadzi vavo vamagwabhu vamandire vemahwe akatetepera sebota remugwere, vanvimbi venziyo dzamambo, aiwa ndimizve veganda rekuchena. No, I have to go learn it. Ndichazokudzidza ndodzoka. But anyway, thanks Netsa, ndokusira 10 yako. Zve15 chimbogara pasi. Back to business. Right. I'm not really sure what I really need to do here. Because the truth is, handisi kuda kuti Marco ataure, and handisi kuda kuti Takudzwa ataure. Saka zvichira kuti pa500 yabviswa iya ndogona kuwedzera here, kana iri 20 toti ngaichibhadhwa iri 520 kuti vakomana vasataura. Is that permissible?
Of course, it is permissible, Vuka. It's a challenge that you are putting on everyone here. So, but we haven't reached the 500, unfortunately. So we have to reach the 500 target first. But if you are adding what is needed, then you have to add $270 to reach to 520 so that Marco won't be able to speak. Fuchs?
I think you're complicating things. In that case, I'm going to put £50 on top of the 500. This one, Makombara Satauri. I don't want to argue with you, but I'm going to put £50 with dollars with Makombara Satauri, and Neako as well, £10. So altogether, you're going to see $60 in the slip. Ndotumira kunani receipt.
You can send to me. That's fine.
All right, thanks a million times. Jolly good. Bye for now.
Thank you so much, folks. Thank you very much. Lovely friend. Thank you for supporting the Youth Fund. We really appreciate your contribution, Fuka. Thank you so much. I see Sister Flossie said she can't join the space. I think she has connection problems, but she said she's putting her $5 on the fund. Thank you so much, Sister Flossie. Sister Flossie also has been in the youth leadership before. She's in this. She works in South Africa. She's based in South Africa. So thank you so much, Sister Flossie, all the way from South Africa, supporting the initiative. We really appreciate. Shiko, we can add other speakers. Then I will be doing the calculation so that we see how much we now have. I see there are some other people who have donated.
Yes, definitely. So thank you. Pick up the mic and come and let's have a conversation before Marco and Taku speak. Come up, let's have a conversation. So maybe let me call a number of people that I want to challenge. Right, so my first challenge will go to, let me see, who is here? My brother Max. I can't see you anymore, and I can see my brother Denford there. It's either you pick a mic and come and have a conversation with me, or you go to the coffee and you have a confirmation that you have paid. So my brother Denford, come up. You are the one that I'm seeing. I can't see brother Max here. So Denford, if you can come, I can see Advocate Marcia. If you can come up, let me check. I can see Fisco there. If you can come up, let me see who else is.
While you are checking, I just saw Comrade Luther Terai Obestole. He has donated on the coffee, but I want to challenge also Obey. I just couldn't donate. So Mkomo Obey has to also grab the mic and say something to us tonight. So Mkomo Obey, if you don't want to contribute, then I challenge you to buy 2 more coffees. So the challenge is back to you.
Yes. I can see some movement in the link as well. So keep checking it. My brother Denford is here now. Brother Denford, how are you?
I'm very well. Thank you very much, Dr. Aziko.
So did you come up because of fear of the link, or you came up to meet with the link? Which is which?
I've just came up in order to have the conversation as well as respecting the protocol.
Okay. So now here is the challenge for which you came up. I want you to talk to 2 people at least who contribute a minimum of 5. If they are not contributing, they need to come up and talk to their own 2 people to contribute to the youth fund. So it's you have the next 3 minutes to give us 2 people to go and contribute. Over to you, Denford.
Sorry, Mkoma Denford, before you speak, I think as a fine one, Mkoma Obey. So Mkoma Obey, I had not seen his comment on the donation. He said the $5 is for Ombera is fine. Ombera kubada Roma fine. Leadership boy. Hombe, I can't see him. I know. Hombe abhadharwa fine. Chataura naye kana adzoka. Tidaona anobhadharwa munhu ngaabhadhare ega. I'm joking. I have to also acknowledge the other contributions that have come on the space. My brother Ubuntu contributed $50, and he said, "Ahoy, my youth, ahoy!" Thank you so much, Ubuntu too. And I also see Cooksman contributed $60 to the fund, and he said, "Marco must not talk."